Game, set, match.
Welcome to your Daily Serve of MandMs.
I'm Maria.
I'm Michael.
And we have...
The camel.
AKA my dad. Okay. So we're recording this after the Bulldogs' massive win against North Melbourne, which is nice because my mum goes for North Melbourne, so I get bragging rights. Big bragging rights.
Yeah.
Always gotta have bragging rights. But yeah, since we have Alex joining us, he's certain to give his expert analysis on the Bulldogs situation leading up into, I guess, the finals. We're only 1 week out, basically. Well, I guess 2 technically, right? Like, you got round 24, and then the week's rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, players are soft these days, needing a week off.
Honestly. But yeah, did you have any particular news you want to include? This is also the continuation of our Part A segment that we did. This is Part B.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Any particular news you wanted to add, or?
Not really.
Not really?
Is there anything I should add?
I guess not necessarily, but yeah, Essendon.
The Essendon Edge. Can we talk about the Essendon Edge? Can I play them the video of the Essendon Edge? You need to know the Essendon Edge.
I love this, guys. Share it with every Essendon supporter you know.
Okay, let's go.
Unfortunately, Essendon, your season's over, but in good news, I've finished working out how the Essendon Edge actually works. So we start here, the season starts every year, and it's all going well. You go, hold on, this might be the year. Then it gets back to normal, and then all of a sudden we go, oh no, this is not good. Maybe it's just like every other year. Then it gets back up, it stabilises, and then we get to the Essendon Edge, we find out what this bit is. What's happening is you fall off the edge, and it ends up just being another wasted season. So hopefully that makes it very clear.
Love it. I mean, that's great.
Very accurate.
Yes.
So for those who were wondering what that source was that Maria just played, that was from Dan Does Footy / Daniel Gorringe. Following him on his Insta, his YouTube, TikTok, whatever else he's got, socialising. And it was hilarious.
Absolutely.
Accurate.
I mean, it was basically me on Friday night.
You know what's crazy? You're so mad, and then you saw that video and then you started laughing.
I know.
Bipolar much.
Bipolar much?
I was really upset because I felt like the umpires did Essendon stiff as on Friday night. But at the same time, we got blown out by like 40 points or something, right?
You have to be better than that.
You got to be better than that. If you're going to blame the umpires, you can only be losing by a goal or two most, right? Like, when you start talking 40 points, nah.
That's called you're the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of agree, yeah.
Anyways, we were talking about the Bulldogs. So
yeah.
Let's get back. We won almost by 100 points.
Yeah, I know.
It's over 100 points, wasn't it?
No, it fell just short. I think it was 138 to 44 or something.
Bruce wasn't there.
But
yes.
A
couple of pathetic efforts by the Dogs, actually. Sam Darcy, 7 goals to 3/4 time. Couldn't get any more after that.
Yeah, nah. What a waste.
That was disgusting. I mean, they didn't look for him, obviously. And Bevo again. Yeah.
He was just there. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He was just there coaching the team. Like, that shouldn't have happened. He should be gone.
But what makes it interesting, still with 2 games to go, but we'll look at the score, we'll say Hawthorn are home.
Yeah.
So with 1 game to go, it's a very, very interesting ladder at the moment. Brisbane can't drop out.
Yeah.
So 1 to 5, they're in. Lock them in. They're done.
Yeah.
Loaded there. Then you've got the Western Bulldogs, Hawthorn, Fremantle, and the only team outside of the 8 they can get in is Carlton. Although if they lose today, they're gone. So, the permutations are actually quite interesting because Freo plays Port Adelaide. In Freo. Now, Carlton plays St Kilda.
Carlton have one more game to play. They've still got to play West Coast.
They've got to play West Coast
today. That could be...
They have to win today, basically.
If they win today, they would go inside the 8.
They'll displace Fremantle.
Yep.
And that would be the end of well, not the end of Fremantle, but then they're doing it tough. So basically, Collingwood cannot. The only way Collingwood can make the 8 is if Carlton lose today, and then Carlton and Fremantle are going to lose next week.
And Collingwood would have to win as well.
Collingwood have to win.
Yeah.
So, Magpie fans, mathematically possible, but
yeah.
So basically speaking, one to drop out next week, one to go in, or
it just stays as it is.
It stays as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, which means that the Dogs are going to play Hawthorn.
Is anyone locked in?
Yeah. Sydney's locked in for one. They can't lose.
Yeah, they can't lose.
Anyone else locked in the top 8?
Yeah, the top 5 are locked in.
They're locked in, but not necessarily ladder-wise, if that makes sense. So they're not locked in at second or third or fourth, but they're locked in for finals.
But this is how close the season is. If the Dogs beat GWS and Geelong and Brisbane Lions lose, we hit the fourth spot.
Nah.
No. I'm just telling you that mathematically what can happen.
No,
Yeah.
That's not part of the plan. It's not on the to-do
season.
list.
So, get back to my pet topic.
So, hang on. Because Brisbane have to play Essendon next week, does that mean you're going to be barracking for Essendon?
Well, yes. Yeah, I guess so. So, who are Collingwood playing next week?
Let me check. I'm on the app. I'll go look.
I'm on the app too.
Yeah. Collingwood. Oh, they play Melbourne.
Oh, Friday night. Oh, I'd love to see Collingwood finish the season with a loss. Afterwards, make it. Now,
I feel like I'd probably want them to be at least in finals compared to like maybe a Freo or Carlton. Cause
no.
You reckon? I reckon they're probably easier to knock off than the other two.
The thing I love the most is watching them Moron supporters go home early.
Yeah, true.
But we're 6th. We're too high.
Yeah. I know, we can still drop out, Maria. Do the maths.
We need to be 7.
We lose, Hawthorn wins, Fremantle wins, and if Carlton wins today, then kaput! Finished!
We need to be 7th though, not 6th.
Yes, I know.
How do we get to 7th?
But we'll be playing, looks like we'll play Hawthorn first week of football. The finals, and that's not going to be easy.
No, it's not. Especially since Hawthorn are probably the healthiest team in the league.
Yeah.
Lucky.
So why are we in this situation?
We messed up.
Bevo.
One word. Bevo! Now listen, all you Bulldog fans watching this, I'm going to tell you something here. Send this message to everybody that you know that's a Bulldog supporter. No memberships next year until Bevo is gone. Burn your membership. We want a flag. We have 5 years to get one. We don't want Bevo there for 4. Get rid of him.
Okay, but wouldn't you get the membership for the love of your team?
Sorry?
Wouldn't you get the membership for the love of your team?
This is called tough love.
This makes no sense.
No, we want Bevo. Why? Why is it? 3 seasons in a row. Last round of the season, we can still drop out. If we drop out, Bevo's got to go.
We need to be 7th.
You have to be 7th?
Not 6th. 7th.
That's true.
Okay.
Still.
But it looks like Hawthorn's going to finish 7th.
Yes, it looks like we're
No,
going
don't take our spot. That's just me.
Well, to be honest, all the jokes aside, Hawthorn's looking good.
Hawthorn are excellent.
You can't discount them for the flag.
I don't. I mean, earlier this year, where everyone saw Sydney's point percentage at 150 plus, everyone said Sydney was going to be flag favourite, right? And that's literally what Hawthorn are in the last 9 rounds.
We sit in this lounge room a couple of weeks ago. I was watching the football, and Maria remembers the comment. The commentator 3 games ago said it would be a Doggies Swans grand final. Remember, Maria?
Yeah, no, don't make that happen.
Yeah,
not again.
but
We'll probably
you know-
lose this one.
But in all honesty, if Hawthorn are looking good, but having said that, Who watched On the Couch a few weeks ago? Guess who's in the premiership window?
Bulldogs, apparently.
The Bulldogs.
Somehow.
It's the dumbest stat, though.
It makes no sense. We've been out of the top 8 for most of the season, and we've been in the premiership window for all.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's just I don't get it though. It's points for to points against. That's just point percentage at that point.
No. It goes deeper than that. It's about your pressure, your defensive acts, your clearances, stoppages. All that's taken into account. So, I mean, I don't understand it fully, but I like it.
Yeah, I just, the other thing as well, like, especially last round, because those who remember who George is / Greg from the podcast,
I don't care.
yeah, he George was saying that he thinks that they'd beat Adelaide at Adelaide, and I was like, whoa, that's a tough one. Like Adelaide are like sneaky good. Like they're kind of cheeky in the ways that they can win as well.
In Adelaide, they're the best team outside of the 8. When they were in Adelaide, I mean,
I probably would put Adelaide in as like a dark horse for next season. Like they're just the only issue. Like I don't know. Did you see that Isaac Rankin got cleaned up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness.
He won't be here next week.
No, definitely not. And
they reckon 4 weeks, the commentators.
Yeah. My goodness, but yeah, and just I think one of the things that the Bulldogs, especially you probably know it, especially with Bevo, like you get a bit of momentum, right? Like he beat Sydney, Carlton, I can't remember who else he beat. Geelong, all these like top teams. Melbourne, not really a top team, but
they were contention.
They were
finals contention when we played them.
Yeah, exactly. And even still, Dogs just destroyed Melbourne as well, right? But there just comes a point under Bevo's coaching. I just feel like you just can't keep the momentum. You know what I mean? It just
the problem is he's got a great plan A. But there's absolutely no plan B.
Yeah.
And where teams get us is when they get a run on. If you can get a run on against the Dogs don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And we got creamed in the middle last week. Look, sometimes it could be just a blip on the radar, that game.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll know after the Giants. I mean, if they come out and beat the Giants this week, then you can say just a blimp on. And sometimes you've got to have those blimps on the radar.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I imagine if we didn't, right, we'd be 6 games in a row. Then it'd be first final if we win 7, 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Winning 10 games in a row is difficult. The odds say you're going to have a loss somewhere, so it might not be as bad as people think at this stage. But it depends what happens. Yeah.
Do we have to win next week?
I think so.
I mean, you don't have to, but it would be nice because it locks you in. But, it's just a matter of, does Carlton get their win today? Do they get their win next week? All that sort of stuff.
Let's see. Richmond. If Richmond have come back.
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
We're talking about the number 1 team in the league, basically.
Oh, Jesus
with
Christ.
The number... Where are we at?
Yeah, they're 58 points behind. 71 to 13. I think you could honestly say that game set and match there.
Honestly, I did.
But let's have a look at next week's. Melbourne Collingwood. Really no bearing on the 8.
Yeah.
The Cats and Eagles, well, the Cats should win there. Tigers and the Suns. Well, the Suns are away, they could get a victory. You got Hawthorn North. I think Hawthorn will slaughter North Melbourne.
Oh, easy.
You got Lions and Essendon up there at the Gamma. You'd have to go with the Lions, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just saying the other day, I'm like, what's the point of... Especially, That game's going to be played in prime time. Who wants to watch that game? Essendon's out. You know what I mean? Like, the first time slot game on Sunday.
That's why it's up against Sydney and the Crows. Because your game starts at 7:25.
Yeah.
And that one starts at 7:40.
7:40.
So
Adelaide. Who is it? Adelaide.
Sydney,
Adelaide. That could be a fun game, but better than I just don't see. The Bombers Brisbane game at the Gabba is just, especially for prime time, that game's going to suck. I'm not going to look at the first time slot game for Sunday.
The Doggies and the Giants.
Doggies and Giants at Mars. I would rather watch that in prime time, even if it is at Mars. You know what I mean? I know it's only 10,000 people out there, but at least the game is going to be more entertaining than.
Jeez, Bounce is going to be on late next week. 6:10 the last game next week.
Goodness.
Yeah. But going back to that, look, we're not going to know who's in if results go the way they should until the very last game.
Yeah, exactly, because it's Port Adelaide Freo for the last game Sunday. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
You know what they should do?
What?
Is in the EPL, all the last ones play on the same day, same time?
Yeah.
They should do that for AFL.
I mean, I kind of see why you'd say that, but at the same time, I also do like the primetime games. Do you know what I mean? But they've got to be worthy, like worthwhile watching, right? Like, I don't want to watch...
No,
I don't want to watch Brisbane
I want
Essendon.
a 5-minute warning.
Even as an Essendon fan, I don't want to watch it.
Nah.
5-minute warning. Back. We should get that back.
Oh, the 5-minute warning needs to come back,
I need to
for
feel
sure.
the anxiety. Oh, no.
Let's go, boys! But I feel like that does bring, you watch especially Essendon, you watch Essendon play, there's no fight in those boys at all. Balls in the air. Do you see Mac Andrew get that mark to end Essendon last week? No one from Essendon went up to even put a fist on that ball.
I promise you, Michael, one day they'll come out and play football.
I'll probably be dead, though.
Then I'm definitely dead. But Essendon, it's the way they played at the moment. Most of their players wouldn't get a root in the brothel. Seriously.
Dad, come on! Don't say
No.
stuff like that.
They couldn't organise a bloody chook raffle.
They're so bad.
And you know what I really think the problem is? Stringer. He eats at the fabric of a club, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I watched him. He wasn't trying. And, we were talking earlier, you said he might go to another club. The way it looked like to me is, he just was not interested. I watched probably the last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
He just did not look interested.
Yeah.
But he's your only premiership player. Courtesy of the Western Bulldogs, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think there's a lot of things culturally that aren't right at Essendon. That's what it looks like, From the outside looking in. I mean, I could be wrong, but when I go back to some of the teams that I won premierships with and the teams that we finished up on the bottom. It's the culture that's the difference.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of Essendon. They're just...
The edge.
Like I said, the edge. It's the edge. Just, again, I said...
Both,
The
yeah.
longest stat they
Oh,
haven't won
glory.
a final since 2000.
Oh, something like that.
Early 2000s, at least.
Yeah.
But they won the flag in 2000.
They won the flag in 2000, and we've made finals, but we just haven't won finals, first round finals.
No, you would have won one in 2001 because you played Brisbane in the grand final that year. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I always have a feeling it might have been I can't really remember it. It was probably 2004 or something. Granted, I was 6 years old. I didn't think that we would ever be on a 20-year losing streak.
Well, I mean, if you were in the rooms, the Essendon rooms, at the end of when they won the grand final at 2000,
yeah.
and said there wouldn't be another premiership for another 20 years, you would have been...
Or even, 25, really, because we're...
you would have been told you're an idiot.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, it's disconcerting for Essendon fans. But,
I almost have a feeling like we're going to need to go through a rebuild, to be honest.
5-year plan.
But haven't you been going through a rebuild for 10 years
Well, we've been floating middle of the pack for however long. It's not like we're securing number 1 picks.
You need a super coach.
Bevo.
They will give you Bevo.
Definitely not. I actually feel like Brad Scott might be the answer. He's been doing a lot of this. Whenever I watch Essendon with his coaching, it just feels like we're focusing on, how efficient we can be, kicking into open space, handball on the run, all that sort of stuff. It's all like he's trying to play the numbers game, but and that you see it. It works for the first half of the year, and then the last half, everyone catches onto it. It's like, oh, okay, they just want to play the safe, easy game, kick to the guy in space. That's easy to... You just go, you just play man coverage on the other guys, and all of a sudden, can't kick to open space anymore. It is fucking annoying. The most annoying part, we try and lay a tackle, and the other blokes, they break... they're training now to break tackles. Do you know what... I don't know if you they're all taking martial arts courses, and they're just doing little slip things, and then all of a sudden there's no tackle on them anymore. And then we get tackled and we just get pinned to the ground holding the ball. It's just weak. And there's no one on our team, maybe apart from Stringer, that actually has a big body build. Do you know what I mean?
They can break those sort of tackles.
Yeah, they can break those tackles, or even just at least wrap someone up. You know what I mean? We've got all these lanky little blokes on our team. It's, if we had someone like a Libber, big body, just to pin someone, you know what I mean?
I think also, your forward line's a real worry. Wright has not had a good season.
No, Langford's carried for the most part, I'd say, but
the thing is, he from memory, Wright missed the pre-season, didn't he?
Did he? He might have. I really can't remember.
Which honestly makes a difference.
Yeah. I know, he hasn't even been really that vocal in the games late. They've been putting Nate Caddy up. Not necessarily the last few rounds, but a couple of rounds earlier, like Matt Gilfie and so on. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're looking to trade Peter Wright. Who knows? But... I think one of our forwards is definitely getting traded. Whether it's Wright, Stringer, who knows?
I think get rid of Stringer, honestly.
I know.
They're talking good news for the Dogs. Tim English has signed on for 5 years.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was a good one. I don't think you're going to keep Bailey Smith, though. I think he'll go. No, I don't. Well, I kind of agree with that. I almost feel like you probably don't need him, but... You never know. There could be a weird 3-4-way trade,
I don't like those. They're too confusing.
And you could. I feel like Libba's coming to the end, right?
Wasn't that one big massive transaction in the women's AFLW?
Oh, they had
a 10 club thing. Honestly,
something crazy.
Stop.
But yeah, Libba's coming to the end. You're looking to get rid of Smith. You need to get another midfielder in. Right?
I think we've got plenty of those.
Harley Reid?
Bevo will just make new
I don't
midfielders.
think we'll end up with Harley Reid.
You probably have the money to spare.
Not really.
Does Harley Reid want to go?
Oh, he wants to come back to Vic, that's for sure. I just don't know which Vic club he would want to come back to, though, but... It'd be a rich club, right? So probably Collingwood.
Yeah, rich of idiots.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to go... Like, if you're Harley Reid, you don't want to go to Richmond. That's not ideal.
That's true.
You don't want to go to Richmond. You probably don't want to go to Essendon. I just don't... I feel like...
Or St Kilda.
Not St Kilda.
Well, there's that. Bolton, Paddy, Harley Reid and Richards for a midfield.
Bailey Dale.
Bailey Dale.
Yeah.
Bale.
But yeah. And like, you know, Collingwood kind of already have a bit of a fairly strong midfield. Like, they've already got their superstar Dacos, right? Like...
Yeah, I don't think he's a natural fit at Collingwood, to be honest.
It doesn't even... Yeah, it doesn't look like it either.
No.
So...
I think, even at the Bulldogs, I think the Bulldogs... the Bulldogs have got enough bloody midfielders. But the thing is, what people don't realise, the Bulldogs are in for a big future. It's not just the next 5 years. When you look at the forward line, the guys that are carrying it, Norton, Darcy and Hagen, they're all in their early 20s. Then on the back line, you've got... is a problem because Jones is in his 30s.
Yeah, he's up there.
Buku's doing all right. But Lob's in his 30s. So we need to really look at some defenders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Taylor Duray, he played in those Hawthorn premierships, 2 of them. You got to say he's getting a bit old on the back line. Johannesson, well, you know.
He still does really well there.
Look, he's a good player, Duray. He truly is. I mean, you've got...
Johansson's just too susceptible to injuries.
So how long's Bailey Dale?
I think I saw it the other day. Wasn't he like 24 or something? 26 maybe?
Probably around my age.
I think he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah, see, that's okay.
Yeah, that's alright. But yeah.
The Dogs are going to run into trouble in defence because they've got Alex Keefe is getting on too.
Yeah.
You've got Buku, but Buku's not a true big man, you know?
Yeah.
He's a great interceptor.
But
he's not a true big man. I mean, you put him on a Buddy Franklin, but Buddy Franklin would kill him.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, coming back to Harley, like where else? Like you probably don't want to go to North Melbourne as well. They're kind of promising, but definitely not next year.
How long's his contract?
Harley Reid.
Yeah.
Well, he's on a rookie contract, so it's only going to expire at the end of the year.
So it could be Geelong could be a destination.
Oh yeah, Geelong's probably going to be the one that'll pick him up.
Hawthorn could be a destination club for him.
It could be, yeah. North Melbourne, no. Melbourne, maybe.
Nah.
Maybe. They've already got their star though, Petrarca, so. But yeah.
Oh, I suppose we could find some room in with the Bulldogs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. So yeah, alright, with that being said, Bulldogs are almost certain to make finals, right? Like,
pretty much.
you know, even if they lose, you kind of have to, you know, other things have to go ideal for Carlton and so on. I think even Carlton would have to, you'd have to get slaughtered by GWS, and Carlton would have to get a massive win over today and tomorrow. Sorry, today and next week. Even just to...
Against who?
They've got St Kilda next week.
No, if they win the same points as us today, alright? So if they lose today, then it's all, they won't pass us because they've got to get...
Yeah, no, I'm saying Carlton would have to win out.
18% they're going to make up to go past.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of...
That's not going to happen.
It's a... I mean, they
win by 200 points.
yeah, win both matches by 200.
Evolution.
Yeah, and I just again with all the injuries they have, I can't see it happening. Not by that many points. So
The Lord Jesus Christ.
it feels pretty secure for you guys. So let's assume you play finals. If you don't win a flag, but you've made finals, what do you think's going to happen? Do they keep Bevo or will they move on?
No, get rid of Bevo. Refer to earlier section of this podcast.
I just...
Look, Cornsey said it well. I don't agree with much that Cornsey says on SEN.
Yeah.
The only smart thing he said, I think ever, out of I don't know how many years he's been on SES, was he said that with the list that the Bulldogs got, they should be in the top 4. Right? And he goes, therefore, you've got to replace the coach. And Cornsey, hate you, mate, but that comment I love.
Yeah.
And, I think, look, he's spot on. And look, I'm a bit harsh. Cornsey does say some pretty good stuff, trust me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's spot on there. I think you can't. You've got an underperforming list.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, I think, because I've asked Maria the question as well, like, you know, even if you make finals, but let's suppose either you get knocked out in the elimination or you pass the elimination, even get through to prelims or something, and you fall short, or even if you get to the granny and fall short, like, you know, do you replace the coach? And, you know, it's just been, for me, I've kind of leaned on it for the last few years, just said, I think it's time to move on. And he's been there, in my eyes, probably longer than he should have been. But
then when you throw up stats, you know, this is the thing that you've got to remember. When you throw up stats, he's the most successful coach at the Bulldogs. No one can surpass his record. Well, no one has at the moment. He's the only Bulldogs coach with 2 winning preliminary finals. He's the only Bulldogs coach that has coached at the 2 grand finals.
yeah,
I mean, like, the thing is, I don't know what it is. He's got something, I mean, he's got that team to 2 grand finals. You look at Essendon, they'd love to have a coach get you to 2 grand finals right now.
yeah,
You know, but I think the time's come. You don't want to. I think the issue is you don't want to waste this list. I think that's the true. You know, that's the real issue here. That it's a great list. It can do better. You know, look at some. Why is it they always get off to a slow start? 3 seasons in a row, we've got off to a slow start, and we've come good towards the end. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Why? You've got to say to yourself, the team that starts the season is totally different from the team that finishes the season. You know? And so,
See in Sydney.
yeah, but you know what? They had a bit of a slump. They've come good now. They'll be fine, you know?
yeah, exactly. I think so too.
Yeah, they're okay. But the Dogs do this all the time. It can only be the coach. You know, when we got Rory Lobb, that was supposed to be like
The icing on the cake, yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. I know.
But you've got to make finals before you can have the icing on the cake, and didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
Although this year in a much better position to do it. But like I said, from the doggies down, it's anybody can jump out. Traditionally only one team goes up. Ooh, excuse me. They will edit that from there. Oh, Richmond are on the way back. Only 38 points down now. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Big comeback. Big chicken roll. They're on a big chicken roll. So basically speaking, the Lions can't drop out. They're on 54. It would need...
No, they can't.
They can't. For 5th. Right. So from 6th to 9th, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing, the Lions could drop one if they lose and the Dogs win. Because we'll go 2 points ahead of them. The Dogs could end up in 4th if we win and Geelong loses.
That's too high.
You know?
Geelong have some... I thought Geelong had a pretty easy matchup for next week though as well.
Let's have a look. Who Geelong got next week?
West Coast.
We've got the West Coast.
Yeah.
GMHBA.
At GMHBA, yeah.
So you expect
They
to
should
win that.
win. They should win.
They could
Miracles happen.
They could do the Bulldogs, but you never know.
Yeah.
So fundamentally, it's all for the Dogs. It's all come down to the last round again. That's 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just like I said, I feel like for the last few years when I've been watching Bulldogs play, you know, if you play like a North Melbourne, you end up steamrolling them, right? If you end up playing like a Brisbane and you're ahead at half time, I always feel comfortable that you lose it after that because Bevo just doesn't. I just feel like Bevo just doesn't adjust at half time, and it's, you know, I just feel like, you know, it's just a consistency that I see, and, you know, come finals, you're going to be having some tough games at half time. You know what I mean?
All the finals is totally different.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally different. The only good thing is we've beaten lots of teams while they were in the 8. Like, we've had victories over the Swans.
Yep. Geelong.
Geelong. Who's in the 8? Where's the 8 now? Yeah, so in the 8 we've beaten Geelong. Geelong, we've beaten the Swans, beaten Fremantle. Carlton when they were in the 8. Melbourne when they were in the 8.
We've created some downfalls. Nice.
Well, we have. I mean, at one, yeah, everyone was going on about the fact that we beat the first, second, and third ranked teams in the league, but Carlton and Geelong weren't playing their greatest football at that time. You know what I mean? Neither were the Swans.
Sucks to be them.
You know what just came to mind as well.
Yeah.
Chances are good that next week Bulldogs may finish like 6th, Hawks may finish 7th.
I want to finish 7th.
Yeah.
Right? And Hawthorn's run of wins started when they beat you guys. That was like their first, like they were 1-7, and then they beat you, and then they started getting a bunch of wins.
Oh, good. Nice to end it.
So,
Yeah.
they only beat you, I think, by 7 points. So imagine if Bulldogs had won that, Hawthorn would be probably a game short, and not playing, and you know, the potential of them not playing finals would be quite high.
Quite high, yeah.
This is a bit of a crazy season when you think about it.
Yeah.
It is one of those seasons.
Tight season.
Oh, I can't wait to hear Gazy's synopsis of the ladder.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what he said about Hawthorn?
Have you seen
Chieftain, Hawthorn, premiership flag.
Dixon's past weeks of the Turn It Up?
Oh, they've been great, haven't
They've
they?
been so brutal.
Oh, no, they've been great.
Just
Love it.
no. It's like, oh, that's 4 people dead. Just like, and then Sheep is like, no, we need Gazy back.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been a different Turn It Up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been.
So when we think of Dicko, we say,
Turn it up.
but I get back to the football. I think the Dogs should play finals this year. Should. I mean, if Carlton lose today, we're in.
Yeah, you're in.
We're in. I mean, in all honesty, if Carlton lose, they're the only spot they can pinch is 8th. Because
Yeah, it would just come down to Fremantle.
They could pinch Hawthorn's spot because there's only 3%, but I doubt they will.
Well, Hawthorn's they're still playing. Once they get the win, then it would.
They're going to win this. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
This is like 37 points. So I doubt that Hawthorn are going to lose that. Good news for the Tigers, they've doubled their score since quarter time.
Yeah.
Bad news is the lead's still 37 points. But yeah, if Carlton lose, then the only team they'll be able to displace really will be Freo.
Yeah, exactly. And Freo have a pretty tough matchup, but I think even Carlton next week they're going to have Saints.
It won't be easy.
That won't be an easy one,
No,
for sure.
Saints are no easy, mate. They just beat Geelong.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I even have St Kilda probably being a dark horse next year as well. Like, they've got players. They've really got players. Just, I question some of them, like Bradley Hill, if he's still going to be around because he's up there. So, but even Membry, I think, is pretty old as well. He's like in his 30s, isn't he?
He's still playing good footy, though.
He is playing good footy. He is.
You can't knock that. He's playing good footy.
Well, yeah. But, some of their forwards are just guns. Like, Jack Higgins, like, he is sensational. But, yeah. So, anyways, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Well, she's very interested on her phone now.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really?
I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Just finished 7th, that's all. Finished 7th.
Words of wisdom.
Be better than the Bombers.
No, that's hard to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is she so unwise?
But yeah. Anyways, we'll probably leave it there for this week's episode. And yeah, we'll certainly have plenty more Bulldogs bias come finals as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, with that being said, stay tuned for the next
episode. I
episode.
just sing a song to Bevo.
Yeah.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Get this to all the Bulldog fans.
But yeah, we'll see what happens in the weeks coming. But yeah, with that being said, stay tuned, and until then, always back the underdogs.
7th place.
That's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from them.
7th.